Tonight, we have a battle between two conference rivals in very similar circumstances. It's the Fishers Tigers taking on your Westfield Shamrocks. Good evening, folks. I'm Rowan Elbert here with Sam Mefford. Now, Sam, Fishers, they have a lot of momentum as they are on a three-game winning streak. How can Westfield halt that momentum early on?
Yeah, certainly, Rowan. Thank you for having me on. Excited to showcase my first time in the booth. But yeah, Westfield has had a few games in a row where they've gotten off to a slow start. I think it's going to be critical for this team to start really hot early.
I agree. And now to the keys to the game. And my key to the game is to feast on the boards. Fishers, their only great rebounder is their point guard, Jalen Harrelson. So I think the perfect opportunity comes here for Romack, Millbrooks, and Laravia to absolutely feast on the boards. What are your keys to the game?
Sure, there's a few guys on this Fishers roster that certainly can fill it up from behind the arc. Westfield's going to need to do a good job of driving the Fishers guards off of the 3 point line, make them drive in, get buckets the hard way.
Definitely. Now to score predictions. I expect this game to be extremely tight and very hard fought considering what is at stake tonight with Westfield and Fishers neck and neck in the conference standings. But Westfield, they'll be playing with a chip on their shoulders, and I think they will narrowly escape this one with a win. Final score 62 to 58.
Yeah, Rowan, if you remember, the last time these teams matched up was in the first round of the sectionals
Yep.
last year, where Fishers was ranked number one in the state. Westfield took them down in a blowout. So this is, that revenge game for the Fishers Tigers. However, I think the Rocks have more experience. They're ready to go. Big home game. Crowd is electric tonight. It's going to be a big win for Westfield.
Definitely. All right, we'll get you out here for the opening tip after this quick break. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back here, and we want to talk about obviously the big elephant in the room here, Jalen Harrelson, a 5-star who is in the class of 2025, ranked 7th in the nation according to ESPN. What more do you know about him?
Man, Rowan, I'll tell you what. This kid is up there for one of the best players in the state of Indiana. He is going to be fun to watch, and more importantly, from a Westfield standpoint, it's going to be fun to see how Coach Sumter tries to attack him defensively, get him off his spot, and really disrupt what he's been doing. Now, Harrelson has been hurt a little bit over the past couple weeks. He was battling an injury, missed 3 games prior to their last one against Franklin Central, but he is back, and he did, score 21 points in that game against Franklin Central. So obviously he's back in good shape, and going to be fun to see him tonight.
Yeah, definitely a game changer. I mean, you could even looking at the box score, you can tell that this offense runs through Harrelson, and rightfully so. Only a sophomore, and he is doing extraordinary things here.
Yeah, he has a lot of potential. A lot of potential. He's very skilled in his ability to finish around the rim, and he's a great facilitator. Obviously, being a 6'7" point guard is something that you don't see very often, in high school basketball. So definitely, I like how you put it there, an elephant in the room.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a fun time watching him. Hopefully, not do too much against us.
Yeah, definitely. And I think really, if he can pan out the way it's looking like he will pan out, I think he could definitely be an NBA talent.
Certainly. It'll get to the point where he might be dominating one of our teams one day in the league.
Yeah, maybe. Anyway, though, we wanted to get you out there talking about Jalen Harrelson here. We got the starting lineups here for both teams. For Westfield, we got Trey Buchanan out there with Sam Bishop. Charles Farrell will also be out there with Alex Romack and Armani Middlebrooks.
And for Fishers, we have guards Jalen Harrelson, John Anthony Hall, Taden Metzger, Aiden Zimmer, and forward Keenan Garner.
I think
Harrelson's going to be tough to guard, but it makes it even harder for this Westfield roster to game plan around it when you have another guy who's able to fill it up from behind the arc. So, like we said, once we get into the game, it'll be interesting to see what the defensive game plan is for the Rocks.
Definitely. We'll get you back out here for the opening tip. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back here for the opening tip here. Something I like to point out here, Jalen Harrelson, I mean, we've talked a lot about him already. The 5-star point guard, they have him taking the tip here. I mean, obviously he is the tallest player on the court at 6'7", which I really do like that decision. And Fishers will win the tip. And out here we got Harrelson. He's guarded here by Bishop. Back out to Hall. We got Metzger here Zimmer on the corner here, guarded by Buchanan. We got Hall here, guarded closely by Bishop.
And that's an interesting look for the Rocks defense. Looks like we got Charles Farrell single guarding Tade Metzger here. The rest of the Rocks in a zone. It's certainly something we didn't expect to see.
Romack here guarding him closely, and his shot is no good. Rebounded by Romack. Buchanan will take it back up here. Back out to Buchanan for three. His three-pointer is good.
Big three for Buchanan there. That's off to the hot start that we talked about.
For sure. We got Hall giving it out to Zimmer. Back out to Hall. Guarded closely by Bishop. Hall, I mean, he is an absolute pest on the perimeter. Giving it out to Zimmer. Back out to Hall on the perimeter. Giving it to Harrelson, who is an absolute threat. Back out to Hall. We got Zimmer here, guarded closely. Back out to Hall.
Rocks extending, making the Tigers extend their possessions on the offensive board. Something Coach Sumter likes to do a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Harrelson guarded closely. He's going to pass it back out to Hall. They are playing a lot on the perimeter here. He will drive in, and his shot is good.
Loves to get downhill. Nice take there from Harrelson.
We got a full court press here. It'll be out of bounds. The call will be, it looks like it is staying with Fishers here. Wow.
Early turnover for the Rocks.
I mean, the full court press early on, definitely an interesting decision, but I actually do like it from Fishers here as Harrelson with a three-pointer. His three-pointer is no good, rebounded by Romack.
Rocks are going to live with that, live with Harrelson taking those threes.
Yeah, definitely Romack. He will drive in, and no good there. No foul called. I thought that could have been a foul called there, but never mind. Harrelson coast to coast. Hall, and he will try to slam it. Won't get it. Rebounded by Garner. He will be double-teamed. A little bit of a fight for the ball. He'll kick it back out to Zimmer. Metzger, he'll kick it back out to Harrelson. A wide-open Hall for three. His three-pointer will be bricked. Zimmer with the rebound, and he will lose it there. Bishop will pick it back up.
Way off on the mark there for the Fishers. This is why Coach Sumter is allowing Fishers to take those perimeter shots.
The three-pointer no good by Buchanan, but Harrelson will lose the ball there. Farrell doing a really good job on defense. I mean, he did a great job against Cannon Catchings in the Brownsburg game, which doesn't surprise me. Really good defender here. We got Zimmer on the three-point line. Actually, back out to Metzger. Back out to Hall here. Back out to Hall again here, guarded by Buchanan. I like how they are making a lot of passes on the perimeter, not forcing it inside. And that will be Hall there, and that will be a foul called there on Charles Farrell.
It was a nice pass there by Gardner, getting it to the cutting Hall for the layup. Early foul on Charles. Not going to want that, especially if you're relying on him heavily to play a big role defensively.
Yeah, and Caleb Wise, I would like to mention, he will not be playing tonight. He will be inactive with a hip injury. So the guard depth really is very slim. So you definitely want to keep guys like Buchanan and Farrell healthy and definitely out of foul trouble.
And if there's one guy you want to send to the line for this Fishers team, it is John Anthony Hall, shooting a meager 41% from the free throw line.
Yeah, definitely not good. But with John Anthony Hall, a great perimeter defender, averaging the most steals on the team, so definitely someone to look out for there. We got the full court press yet again, but Westfield will get it back to half court. Buchanan double team, giving it to Bishop here, and he will be fouled by Zimmer.
Good job from the Rocks there, breaking the press, making sure to be patient, make the right passes, right decisions, leads to a foul.
For sure. We have a tie ball game here with 4 minutes and 50 seconds left. As Farrell will inbound the ball here. I can expect Farrell, actually it will be Buchanan, but I expect Farrell to play a huge role on defense tonight. But also on offense, he can be a great facilitator, giving it out to Buchanan. Buchanan guarded closely by Hall. Out to Romack on the perimeter. Romack guard closely. He'll give it out to Buchanan. Buchanan will drive in, and his shot will be deflected.
Fishers Tigers love to put a lot of ball pressure on any team they're playing, and we're seeing that early on for the Rocks, having trouble driving, having trouble taking care of the ball.
We have an out-of-bounds call here. It looks like it's staying here with Westfield, which obviously you love to see. But I think what Westfield should definitely try to do here is get an open three. I feel like that would be a great momentum, big momentum thing here, as we got Bishop here, guarded very closely by Hall, which I mentioned earlier on the perimeter, a great perimeter defender. We got Romack here on the perimeter, guarded closely. He'll give it out to Bishop here. Bishop will drive in, guarded closely by Zimmer. Back out to Middlebrooks. His shot is good.
Nice play there by Bishop, and way to get Middlebrooks on the board early. He's struggled recently. Going to be big for him to get in the scoring column.
And look at Harlson here. A screen set by Metzger, but just an absolute force here. He is backing down Farrell, and the shot there by Gardner will be good.
Heck of a pass there by Harlson, showing off those point guard skills.
Definitely. I mean, 6'7", great facilitator. Not much you can do about it. But we got Romack here in the post here. Back out to Farrell. His three-pointer is no good. It will be rebounded by Garner. Back out to Harlson, guarded closely by Middlebrooks on the perimeter. And definitely a guy that you need to guard closely. Maybe not on the perimeter, but definitely can't give him any looks in the paint here. As Zimmer, guarded closely by Farrell, will give it out to Gardner on the perimeter. Gardner, definitely the leading field goal percentage on the team. As Harlson, guarded by Middlebrooks, back out to Zimmer, back out to Metzger, back out to Zimmer, guarded closely. We have Hall giving it to Zimmer, back out to Hall. A screen will be set by Harlson. And inside, Gardner will lose it out of bounds. It will be Westfield ball.
Good job by the Rocks defensively there, hanging in there, making sure that Fishers wasn't able to do anything with their offense. This is a Fishers team that turns it over at a pretty high clip, 13.8 turnovers per game. Going to be big for the Rocks to take advantage of that, and doing so far.
It looks like we got Parker Purdue coming in for Fishers. He'll be coming in for Gardner, which definitely takes away a lot of size. Definitely a small ball kind of move there, as Bishop will be guarded very closely here.
Not a lot going on with the camera there.
Yeah, we got Romack here guarded closely. I apologize for that. As we're going to give it out to Bishop here. Bishop will drive in. His shot, no good. Rebounded there. As Harlson will drive in. Tough take, and he will not get it. And there will be a foul called. And it looks like it will be on Westfield.
Not a make there for Sam Bishop, but like the shot, like the aggressiveness, getting to the paint, putting up a shot that he's comfortable with, going to start falling sooner than later.
Now, coming into the game is one of my favorite players to watch on tape, Grant Hallworth, number 44. What an absolute body. And his layup will be no good, and he will not get his own rebound. A rebound there by Purdue. He will not get it. Rebounded by Romack, an absolute force on the boards. And Romack here, he will drive in, and his shot will be blocked there by Harlson. I mean, no surprise there. 6'7", not much you can do about that if you're driving in. And there will be a foul called there, and Jalen Harlson going to the free throw line.
This kid loves to get downhill, as we've talked about. He's done it phenomenally so far this game. If he continues to get to the line, he shoots at a nice clip, 71%. Going to be big for the Fishers Tigers.
Yeah, definitely. And like you mentioned in the keys to the game, and we both agreed on, and he made the free throw there, something we both agreed on was that you cannot let him drive in.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't let him drive in, and I think Coach Sumter has done a good job so far at switching up defensively to make sure that he has to keep his head on a swivel to see what the Rocks are doing, because if you stick to either a zone or a man, he's going to figure it out sooner than later.
Absolutely. We got Justin Kirby coming into the game for Fishers here, as Fishers will take a 6-5 lead here very early on. And Bishop, guarded very closely, the full court press, he will be double teamed, and that ball will be stolen there by Kirby. and a drive, and it is good. The shot there by Purdue.
Again, Fisher's forcing pressure. That high level of defensive ball pressure is giving the Rocks trouble.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mentioned Hall earlier in the game on the perimeter. He is insane. But this entire team defensively, they have been able to hold teams to really under 50 points in games, which is very impressive, and it gives you a very high chance at winning. Farrell guarded very closely on the perimeter. I love the perimeter defense here by Fishers, as Buchanan will get it back out here to Bishop, and that will be no good, but he will get it back out to Romack in the post. His shot is good.
Big shot there by Romack. Fisher's getting a little bit of momentum over the past couple minutes. Way to assert himself offensively.
Harrelson here, guarded by Middlebrooks. I mean, Jalen Harrelson obviously cannot let him drive in. He'll be doubled there. Bishop, and there will be a travel called there. Westfield ball.
The Rocks bench loves it. That's awesome to see. Another turnover forced by Westfield. Going to need to continue to do that.
Looks like we got Will Harvey coming into the game for a Sam Bishop. Now, with Caleb Wise being out, I can expect Will Harvey, his role, to go way up. And there will be a deflection there. It will stay with Westfield.
Certainly, Will Harvey has been a big piece for this Westfield team, putting up 4.2 points per game as a sophomore, but he's shooting 39% from behind the arc. So if he's open, he's going to fire it, and more often than not, it's going in.
We got Seth Laravia coming in for Armani Middlebrooks. Definitely a very common substitution. And with Armani having the finger tendonitis, that will definitely be very common. And Buchanan will lose it here. And the shot there by Fishers is good. I mean, the camera didn't pick it up. I'm so sorry, everybody. But here we are. Charles Farrell on the full court press, giving it out to Buchanan. We got Farrell guarded very closely, back out to Buchanan. And nearly a turnover, but they get it to Laravia. Laravia kind of in the right place at the right time there. Buchanan driving into Romack, and he will slam it.
Big dunk right at the buzzer for the Rocks. Way to end the quarter.
What a way to end the quarter there. Fishers still up 10-9 though. But we will be right back after this break. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network.
We are back live here at CSI Gymnasium. Westfield students decked out in their polos. Love to see it, as the golf team will be honored at halftime. Going to need a little bit more energy from the crowd here. Get the Rocks back into this game.
For sure. We have a very special member of the golf team on our broadcast team. He's right here next to me. He's actually just talked.
Yes, excited for halftime. We're getting our runner-up rings from last year, but would love to see a Rocks win to go with it.
That would be perfect. We got Farrell guarded very closely here. He's going to kick it back out to Buchanan, guarded by Purdue. Buchanan on the perimeter. He will drive in, back out to Harvey for three. His three-pointer, no good. A rebound there by Will Harvey. He can shoot the three. We all know that. And we got Purdue for three. His three-pointer is no good. And that will be out of bounds here. Looks like that will be going to Westfield. Are they actually going to call a foul there?
Wow. Not totally sure about that one. Coach Sumter did not like it. Go back to that offensive possession for Westfield. You know, something Will Harvey has really shown early on in his high school career is, you know, that confidence to take shots like that and in situations. So it's nice to see him get another one up.
We got Bishop coming in for Farrell, and back out here to Metzger. guarded closely by Bishop, and they're going to give it to Harrelson, guarded by Romack. I love that matchup. Two big bodies going at it, and they're going to pass it back out to Purdue, guarded closely by Buchanan, back out to Metzger, back out to Harrelson, guarded by Romack. Inside, his shot is good. The 6'10" James Stacy.
Very nice slip there for Stacy. Fake the ball screen, quick slip, easy pass for Jalen Harrelson.
I mean, 6'10", that wingspan, not much you can do about that. But we got Will Harvey passing it back out to Romack on the perimeter. Out to Buchanan. His three-pointer is good.
Big shot for Trey Buchanan there. Rocks needed it.
For sure, we got a tie ball game here. Something you always love to see, a tie ball game between conference rivals, both neck and neck. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this here.
Nope, looks like the Rocks have gone back to that zone look too. Gonna be interesting to see how Fishers is able to get Taden Metzger a shot. Hasn't done much offensively so far, and surely they would love to get him going.
We got a three-pointer there, no good. Rebounded by Romack, no surprise there. But I think watching Fishers on offense, it really proves the point that the IHSAA, they need to add a shot clock.
Yeah, certainly a conversation to be had. But
Buchanan for three, his shot no good. We saw Harrelson try to flop there. We got an offensive rebound, though. The camera didn't pick it up. Buchanan back out to LaRavia. Back out to Buchanan on the perimeter to Romack. Screen set by Bishop. Bishop for three. He is on the perimeter. He will drive in. He will get it back out to Harvey, guarded by Metzger. Back out to Buchanan. Romack was going to screen, but he will not. Buchanan will drive in instead, and that will be blocked, but he had a great driving lane right there.
That was a heck of a block. Great job there by Anthony Hall to get over from his spot and step in on the help side defense.
Anthony Hall, I mean, a pest on defense for sure, like I mentioned earlier. If he reminded me of an NBA player, he would remind me a lot of Patrick Beverly for sure. A great defensive player. They're going to kick it out to Will Harvey here. A screen set by Romack. Back out to Romack. He will get it to LaRavia, and that will be tipped out of bounds, staying with Westfield.
And that's unfortunate because Seth LaRavia had a wide open look from the corner there, and he's been firing at a nice clip so the last few games.
You already know LaRavia. He can definitely shoot the three. That would have been a great look for sure. And inside here, Harvey, they're going to call 5 seconds on that. He could not get a good look there.
Took a little bit too long to develop that ball pressure, that aggressive nature of the Fishers Tigers once again paying off.
For sure. I mean, the defense for Fishers is something that has really impressed me so far early on. I mean, even looking at the score right now, 12-12. I mean, just great defense played by both teams, really. As Metzger, he'll kick it out to Harrelson, guarded by Harvey. That matchup I don't really know about, but they're going to kick it out to Metzger again. Back out to Harrelson. He's setting up a play here, guarded closely by Buchanan. A screen will be set. A switch on to Bishop, but Harrelson still has it. He will drive in. In the corner, the Zimmer, his three-pointer will be no good, and there will be a foul called. It looks like it will be going to Westfield.
And that was a nice pass there by Harrelson to Zimmer. Zimmer firing 39% from the three-point line. Not really a two-point shot taker. He's only taken 5 attempts inside the arc this year. So obviously a shot he's comfortable with, just didn't knock it down.
For sure. Harrelson, I mean, talk about a guy that can do it all on offense. I mean, the three-point numbers, they could be better, shooting 23% from beyond the arc. But other than that, he can really do it all on offense. A great combo guard for sure. Will Harvey, though, a screen will be set by LaRavia. LaRavia on the perimeter, you cannot see it, but he missed that shot, and it will be rebounded by Gardner. Back out to Harrelson on the perimeter. He will drive in, has a bit of a driving lane. Tough take, and he will not get it. Rebounded there by Romack.
Harrelson having trouble finishing tonight. Rare to see, but you can never take anything for granted.
Romack, what a tough take.
Ooh, what a take for Romack. He's got that spin move that he's been doing since his days in middle school.
That'll take us to a timeout. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. We are back here. We got Armani Middlebrooks coming in for Seth Laravia. Middlebrooks dealing with a hand tendonitis injury, but a double team drawn there on Harrelson into Gardner, guarded by Romack. And Hall, his shot is good. What a tough take, and there will be a foul called on that too.
Good cut there by Hall, and a great pass by Gardner. That chemistry on full effect.
I mean, something I always love to see. I mean, we're obviously both pulling for Westfield, but a playmaking big man, I always love to see that. And Gardner making a great pass like that, you love to see it. And he will complete the and one there, making it a 15-14 ball game. The full court press is back into effect, getting it out to Harvey. Harvey back out to Buchanan. Romack on the perimeter won't take the shot, obviously. He will drive in, though. Try to use the spin move, won't get it. But Harvey back out to Romack. Romack for three.
Bang!
He hit it! He hit it!
What a shot for Romack. He's been working on that all offseason, paying off big time.
Alex Romack with the three-pointer, something you do not see every day, but something you love to see. And a wide-open three will not take it. I don't know why you didn't take that. But anyway, Hall will get it back, though. Still kind of open there. Harvey, he definitely had the space there with Harvey off of him. Anyway, here, we got Hall again, back out to Zimmer, guarded closely by Buchanan. Zimmer back out to Hall. Hall on the perimeter. I love the perimeter passing once again by Fishers there. But once again, if there was a shot clock, they would be in trouble for sure. Metzger back out to Zimmer. And that will be a perimeter look there for Hall. Back out to Zimmer. Zimmer here on the perimeter. Back out to Metzger. I mean, the perimeter passing is just insane here. And a wide open look there for Zimmer. And he will not get it there. Rebounded by Harrelson. Harrelson will drive in. Try to get a look. Didn't find it. But he did have Hall there in for three. But he will not take the wide open shot. I really don't get it. But Gardner will not get the shot. Rebounded by Harvey on the long rebound. Bishop had a good look there, but he lost it. He ended up getting it back, though, giving it to Harvey. Romack guarded very closely. And inside, the shot is no good. You obviously didn't see it, but it was no good. And they're going to call a foul here. It looks like it is going to Fishers. And I will carry you for the rest of the way in the half. Sam Mefford, he will be honored at halftime with the rest of the golf teams. So I will take you the rest of the way on my own. Should be fun. Anyway, Harrelson guarded closely. He's going to kick it out to Hall. Harrelson driving in, guarded by Middlebrooks. Back out for three to Zimmer. And Hall, his three-pointer, no good. You finally take the three-pointer, but you don't get it. I mean, he's had so many open looks at the three-point shot, but he just can't get it. I don't know what's going on with that, but Buchanan here, guarded closely by Hall. Hall, an absolute pest on defense. They're going to drive it in here with Romack. Romack, who hit the three-pointer earlier, his pass will be tipped, looking for Bishop, but he didn't get it. But Westfield will retain possession on that, which is something you definitely love to see. Tight ball game, 17-15, Westfield lead. I think in the second half, adjustments need to be made by Fishers, especially, I think, interior defense has been a problem for them. Romack on the perimeter again? No good. That was a heat check right there. That was a heat check. But Harrelson, he will be fouled there, it looks like. And I definitely agree with that call there. But Harrelson, they were looking to get it to him very quickly. They've been able to kind of contain him tonight. Only 3 points for Jalen Harrelson, believe it or not. The 5-star has only been held to 3 points in the half. And a three-pointer there by Metzger is good. I mean, definitely a great three-point shooter. 46% for three on the year. He has only had 11 attempts on the year, though. But still a great three-point shooter. We got the full court press in effect. Romack guarded by Garner on the perimeter. I mean, you got to guard Romack on the perimeter now. He proved that he could hit the three-pointer. In Westfield, they might hold out here and try to get the final possession, which is something I would love to see. That would be great coaching by Sumter. Buchanan for three. His three-pointer, no good. A rebound there by Romack, and he will lose it. Out of bounds, it is going to Westfield with 16 seconds left in the half. Westfield could definitely take the lead here, get some momentum going into half. That would be great. Harvey with the inbound. He'll get it to Buchanan. Buchanan guarded by Zimmer. I don't think Zimmer can guard Buchanan. He'll kick it out to Romack, though. Back out to Harvey. Harvey to Buchanan to Romack. Romack guarded by Garner. Romack drive in. His shot is no good, and a rebound there by Harlson. And that will take us into the second half here. Westfield down by 1, but definitely not out. This is going to be an amazing ball game, so do not miss the second half. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back here for the second half. Westfield trailing by 18-17. What is a key for Westfield to pull ahead here?
Yeah, I like the way they finished the first half, finding more comfortable shots that they were able to take. And I think it's just a matter of continuing to play their game, get the ball into Romack, let him do his thing, and continue the great effort defensively. Obviously, Jalen Harrelson, 3 points in the first half. Taden Metzger with 0. So those were the 2 focal points defensively. And the Rocks have done a great job so far.
I agree with that. And I think something I would like to say is Fishers, they run an offense where it's very similar to the 2014 Spurs, if you watch that team, where it was just a lot of passes until you found the open man. I think Westfield did a great job of preventing that and just having them waste clock, really, the entire time. So that's something I liked there. Great defense by Westfield. Great coaching by Sumter on the defensive end. But Hall will take it up here to begin the second half. Out to Harrelson. Back out to Metzger, who's done nothing tonight. To Hall, a lob, no good, but it'll be Gardner right there to pick it up.
Unlucky there for the Rocks. Gardner happened to be fortunate enough to grab that tip. Good possession defensively before that.
Out of bounds there, and they're going to say it is Westfield ball, luckily. But I really don't get that by Hall there on the last play, going for the lob when Harrelson was doubled there. I really don't get that.
Certainly an interesting play design, and going to be interesting to see what Westfield does in their first play. They've been known the last few games to run a play called handback, where Trey gets a back cut layup. We'll see if they do it here.
That would be definitely a great look, especially considering they don't have a big force on defense down low. That would be great, but Buchanan will be guarded closely by Hall on the perimeter. A screen set by Romack. Romack on the pick and roll will drive in. Tough take, no good, and a foul on the floor, it looks like.
A physical move there by Romack, making sure he's able to get in the position he wants, draws the foul. Great start to the half for the Rocks.
Yeah, it will not be a shooting foul. It will be on the floor, which, we won't get into that. Anyway, Middlebrooks guarded closely, back out to Bishop. Bishop out to Buchanan, guarded by Hall. I mean, I've mentioned it a million times in the broadcast what a great defender Hall is, as he is on Buchanan. Buchanan with 6 points on the night, back out to Romack. Giving it to Bishop, he will not actually. Romack guarded closely by Gardner. A cut inside, and that shot is good by Farrell.
Nice pass there for the Rocks. Able to get Farrell in a good position to get a layup.
Yeah, Charles Farrell with his first points of the evening. I think there will be more where that came from for sure. Metzger hasn't done anything, but he will pass it back out to Zimmer. Harrelson guarded closely. Zimmer guarded by Buchanan. Back out to Harrelson guarded by Middlebrooks. Harrelson off the screen, giving it to Hall, giving it to Gardner, guarded by Bishop. Back out to Metzger, guarded by Farrell. Back out to Harrelson. His three-pointer is good.
Big 3 there for Harrelson. As we've talked about, only shooting 23% on the season. If he gets going from behind the arc, this kid is unstoppable.
I mean, that offense, though, if you let him get hot from 3, it's very hard to stop that offense, especially when you're trying to prevent him from driving down low. Farrell with a tough take, no good, and a rebound, and that will be up and good by Middlebrooks.
Way to push the offensive glass there for Middlebrooks. 4th point of the night. Would love to see him get going a little bit more.
Definitely. Harrelson out on the perimeter. He has 6 points on the evening so far. Back out to Hall, guarded by Bishop. Back out to Gardner. Back out to Zimmer. Back out to Harrelson, guarded closely by Middlebrooks. Back out to Zimmer. Back out to Metzger. Back out to Hall. Hall guarded closely by Bishop.
And we've seen a lot of fluctuating zone looks for the Rocks defensively here in the second half.
And a wide open shot there for Hall, and he will get it.
Hall playing a nice game so far, 8 points, able to finish around the rim, just what this Tigers team needed with a couple of their stars not playing as well as they typically do.
Buchanan with a tough take, and they will call out of bounds there. It looks like it is staying with Westfield. The shot was deflected there by Zimmer, it looks like. And we got Purdue. He will be coming in for Hall. That will be Parker Purdue.
Interesting substitution there. Hall, like we said, playing well.
We got Romack here. He's going to kick it out to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks guard closely. Buchanan for three. His three-pointer, no good. And that will be rebounded there by Fishers. It looks like that was Harrelson on the rebound. And that will be stolen by Middlebrooks.
Rare to see Harrelson give it up on the fast break like that. Fortunate for Westfield.
For sure, Buchanan guarded closely here. It looks like he's drawing up something. Guarded by Purdue. He's going to kick it out to Farrell. Farrell on the perimeter. He will kick it out to... Yeah, camera didn't pick that up. But Romack with a tough take. That'll be no good. And Fishers will get it back here. And Zimmer, actually that'll be Metzger kicking it back out. And the three-pointer by Harrelson, no good. A rebound there by Metzger, and Fishers will pick it back up. Metzger, his shot is no good. Rebounded by Buchanan.
Off night for Mr. Metzger.
For sure. He has not recorded a single point on the evening, which is something you never really see from him. Great defense there by Westfield, and Farrell will be guarded by Zimmer, kicking it back out to Romack. Romack looking to use his strength in the post. Back out to Middlebrooks, and he will put it up, and they're going to call a foul here.
Headed to the line here.
Looks like that actually might be on the floor. I mean, very hard to tell. The camera didn't pick it up. I mean, half of the night we've really been guessing, and luckily we've been getting them right. But the camera not picking it up here. We got another call here. It seems like Westfield will keep it. Buchanan on the inbounds. Getting it back out to Middlebrooks, guarded closely. Back out to Bishop. Bishop, I'm looking for him to do something in the second half. 0 points for him, but I think you could definitely get him hot for sure. And now Middlebrooks guarded here in the post. Middlebrooks up and over. His shot no good. Rebounded by Garner.
Nice move there for Middlebrooks. The up and under just couldn't get it to go.
Yeah, really good defense there, but just a great move. Harrelson driving in. His shot no good. An open look for him. He'll get his own rebound. No good. Another rebound, and he will get it. Not much you can do about that.
Looked like a pogo stick there, getting the offensive rebound off of his miss a couple times. Big finish. Rocks down 6 here. Going to need to string together some good offensive and defensive possessions to get back into it.
Buchanan back out to Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks in the post, out to Farrell. I think Farrell, you could definitely get him hot on the perimeter. He had a couple threes against Brownsburg a couple weeks ago. I think if you get him an open look, that would be great. Farrell, speaking of, no good. A rebound there by Garner.
Yeah, I felt like Middlebrooks should have taken that up there. He had the mismatch there, could have worked his way down onto the block and gotten a layup.
For sure. We got Purdue guarded closely on the perimeter by Middlebrooks. Going to kick it back out to Harrelson. Harrelson will drive in with a spin move, and there will be a foul called there on Sam Bishop.
Harrelson looks like he's laboring after that fall. Could be something to note. Looked like he was sort of grabbing his wrist. Hopefully nothing bad.
Yeah, hopefully nothing bad at all. I mean, Jalen Harrelson, one of the best, like you've mentioned many times, like I've mentioned many times. I mean, definitely a lock to be a top 3 player in the state as he will go to the free throw line. It looks like LaRavia will be coming in for Westfield, probably for Middlebrooks. And it looks like his free throw is no good. And yep, Seth LaRavia will be coming in for Armani Middlebrooks.
Yeah, and as we said, down 6 here for the Rocks. In need of maybe some perimeter shooting, put in LaRavia to bring that from the forward position. For
sure. And to compare a little bit, in the first half, only 3 points for Jalen Harrelson. Already in the second half, 5 points for him. So definitely an improvement very early on in the second half. And Harrelson will go with the second free throw here. And his free throw is going to be good. No good, actually. And a rebound there by Bishop. And they're going to call something here. It'll actually be a timeout.
Timeout, Rocks. Get the team settled. Draw up a nice play. Here's where we could see that handback play that I was talking about a little bit earlier.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back here, a 2-possession game here. Westfield down by 6.
Would love to see the Rocks get Trey Buchanan a look here. He's been guarded very heavily by Anthony Hall in the second half. But if he's able to get an open look from 3, would love to see it.
We got Laravia here kicking it out to Buchanan. He held up the 3-point sign, my partner there, Sam, did. I think we were all hoping there for the open look, but he didn't get it. Buchanan guarded closely by Hall, kicking it out to Farrell, guarded by Harrelson. He's going to kick it out to Romack. Romack in the post. He will back him in, and his shot is no good, and that'll be out of bounds. It is staying here with Westfield.
Fortunate there for Westfield. That's a shot that Alex Romack typically puts down. However, get another possession.
Yeah, 9 points on the evening for Alex Romack. It's usually an even number, but that 3-pointer earlier.
Wow.
Anyway, Sam Bishop, an open 3. His shot, no good. Rebounded there by the 6'10" James Stacy. And Harrelson will take it up here. Guarded closely by Romack on the perimeter. Harrelson, he will drive in. And it looks like we have a foul called. And we have a substitution here. We got Metzger coming in for Fishers. He will be coming in for Justin Kirby.
Again, I've said it all night. Would love to see Fishers draw up a play here to get Metzger an open 3. They've been known to run this pick and pop action where he sets the screen, pops, and gets open. Haven't seen it tonight.
A drive there, and they're going to call a foul on Romack? Really?
Wow. Yeah, that one definitely questionable there.
Yeah, we got Harrelson going to the free throw line once again here. And Harrelson looking to get into double-digit points. He has not been great at the free throw line tonight, but he will make the first free throw.
Yeah, big shot there. Going to continue to assert himself offensively. It's going to help this team. And Westfield's under a lot of pressure now. They've given up a lot of points in this quarter and are going to need to, like I said earlier, string together some offensive possessions in order to get back into it.
He'll only get one free throw there, rebounded by Buchanan. Buchanan on the full court press, back out to Bishop, who had an open 3 and missed it earlier. He'll kick it back out to Laravia, back out to Buchanan on the perimeter. It looks like Romack might come to set a screen. He will. Buchanan guarded here by Metzger. Buchanan will drive in, spin move. His shot is good.
Great take there by Buchanan. Love to see him assert himself offensively, get to the lane with that offensive.
I'll pass it back out in the corner, and a 3-pointer there is good by Zimmer.
And what Harrelson does really well is penetrate to the point where he's attracted so many defenders, and he's able to pass incredibly well in the paint.
For sure there. You obviously didn't see it on the camera, but that was actually Hall with the 3-pointer, but Buchanan guarded here. He will drive in. His shot, tough take at the buzzer. He got it.
What a layup. What an ecstatic finish to the quarter. Rocks cut it to 5. Going to need a big fourth quarter, but that's the momentum you love to see.
We got a 2-possession game here. This game is far from over. You do not want to miss the fourth quarter. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back for a exciting fourth quarter. We got a 2-possession game here. And Westfield, Buchanan guarded by Hall, back out to Laravia to Bishop. Bishop, he will pivot and get it to Laravia. Back out to Buchanan, guarded closely by Harrelson. Romack with the screen. Buchanan back out to Farrell. Farrell will drive in. Tough take, but he will lose the ball, and that will be stolen by Hall.
That was some nice action by Westfield there, trying to get Romack a post look. Fortunately, couldn't get the pass into him due to the ball pressure.
And there will be a foul called there. Looks like it will be on Laravia, and Garner will go to the free throw line. Gardner here, his first free throw is going to be good. And we have a substitution here. Will Harvey will be coming in for a Sam Bishop, a very common substitution. Now, the second free throw, you obviously can't see it on the camera. We can't see it either.
Missed them both. Wow.
Yeah, he did miss them both.
Big spot for the Rocks to steal back some of that momentum here.
Yeah, Romack, he'll kick it out to Harvey. Do not let Harvey get open on the perimeter if you're Fishers. He is a great three-point shooter. Romack will lose the ball there, picked up by Garner. Garner will go coast to coast. He will kick it back out to Metzger. An open shot for Hall. He will not take it somehow. He really has passed up on a lot of great looks. Metzger for three. His shot is no good. Long rebound there. And that will be back out to Fishers. Buchanan with the steal. Buchanan coast to coast. Tough take. He will get it.
Big finish. Big defensive possession for the Rocks there. Cut it to three. Got a lot left to work with.
We got a one-possession game here. Are you ready, Sam, for a exciting ending?
I'll tell you what, Rowan. This is going to be good.
For sure. And it looks like we got a score here by Fishers to make it a 5-point game. That was actually Metzger right there with his first points of the evening.
Rowan, if I would have told you that Metzger would be scoring his first points with 6:23, I think we both would have been incredibly shocked.
Oh yeah, definitely. We would both be in shock. Laravia back out to Harvey. Harvey back out to Laravia. Buchanan definitely want the ball in his hands, guarded by Hall. Romack will come to set the screen. Buchanan draws a double team, drive in, and that will be blocked by Garner.
Nice block there by Gardner. Way to assert himself defensively.
It looks like we got Zimmer here. He's going to kick it back out to Metzger. We got Hall. He will get it to Harrelson. Harrelson on the perimeter. He'll pass it back out. We got Metzger, who had his first points earlier, guarded by Farrell. We have Gardner, guarded by Laravia. Guarded very nicely. Back out to Hall.
Looks like Fishers is slowing the pace down here a little bit. They've got the 5-point lead with 5.5 to go. Coach is in no rush to score offensively.
For sure. Like I mentioned earlier, that 2014 Spurs offense, which is pretty much pass the ball on the perimeter until you get an open shot. I really do like it. Harrelson has it on the perimeter, guarded by Laravia. Metzger was going to set a screen, but he didn't end up doing it.
Watch for the pick and pop here.
Yeah, pick and pop there. Wide open three for Metzger. His three-pointer is no good. A rebound there by Hall. Hall will get the rebound. No good. And a tough rebound there by Romack, and he will get it to Buchanan there.
Yeah, good defensive possession. Held in there. Like we said, Fishers wanted to extend it, but the Rocks were able to maintain.
Romack here in the post. He's going to kick it back out. That'll be stolen right there by Metzger.
Few turnovers in a row for the Rocks that they have strung together. Going to need to tidy it up offensively if they have any desire to get back into this game.
Harrelson, it looks like he is drawing up a play, guarded very closely by Romack on the perimeter, and a timeout will be called by Fishers. We'll be right back after this quick break. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. shot.
Rowan, I'll tell you what, your prediction before the game was a little bit more higher scoring than what we've seen so far right now.
A little bit? Anyway, we got McCarthy guarded by Harvey. He'll kick it back out to Harrelson, guarded by Romack on the perimeter. Farrell will switch on to him. Metzger back out to McCarthy for three. His shot is good.
Big three for the sophomore there. Fishers extends it to 8. Rock's going to need points quick.
For sure. Millen McCarthy with 6 points so far in the game, and probably one of the biggest shots so far. And Harrelson will get the steal. He'll go coast to coast. A three-pointer is no good. Long rebound there by Harvey.
Can't imagine coach is too happy with that shot there. Quick shot, up 8. Not what you want.
We got a timeout called here by Westfield. We're going to take yet another quick break, but we'll be right back. You are watching the Westfield Sports Network. And we are back, coming off a pretty bad stretch there for Westfield.
Yeah, down 3, feeling pretty good after a few layups from Buchanan, and the Rocks just get sloppy. I know we're going to come back and look at this game, and that's going to be the stretch that sort of decides it if the Rocks can't come back to win it.
It's like the last 2 possessions, it's one of those things as a player you look back on in the film room and you get yelled at by the coach and you just regret it the entire film time. And you got Buchanan here, three-pointer, it is no good, and a rebound there by Hall.
Unfortunate. Nice pump fake there to get an open look, just didn't fall.
And Buchanan, he can definitely hit the open 3, just couldn't get it that time. Now Harrelson guarded by Farrell, which is something I wanted to see all night, but we haven't seen a lot of it. We got McCarthy, who hit the clutch 3 earlier. Back out to Gardner. Harrelson, actually, he will not make the shot. He will actually be fouled there.
Looks like the Rocks have gained possession there.
Yeah, very hard to tell when the camera, only shows half of the screen, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. We got Romack taking it up here, which is
Point Romack.
Yeah, Point Romack. Get him an open 3 again, please. Romack spin move, back out to Farrell. Great pump fake. Farrell will drive in, and he will get it, and the and one.
Whoa, Rowan, let's wait. They're going to call a charge on that.
What?
Wow.
Really?
That's interesting there. Charles certainly thought he had it. Not sure that Westfield's going to be very happy with that.
I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. I thought for sure, you saw it in my voice. You heard it in my voice. I thought for sure that was an and one. Man. Hall guarded by Harvey on the perimeter.
Like we said earlier, if there's one guy you want to foul, it is Hall. So if he touches the ball, you might think about putting him at the free throw line.
Definitely. If we get into that situation later on in the game where we might have to get into intentionally fouling, that might be the guy we go to there. Anyway, Harrelson guarded by Romack very closely. Starting to put more pressure on the ball now. And we got some substitutions here for both teams. Sam Bishop will be coming in for Westfield. It looks like he's coming in for Farrell, as Farrell did pick up the foul earlier, which I disagree with. And we got another substitution here for Fishers. It looks like Gardner and Hall will both be coming out of the game.
And there's what we talked about. Both not great free throw shooters. Fisher's coach getting them out of the lineup here.
And we got a timeout here, but we will not go away. We are going to stay right here. How can Westfield pull off a miracle and make a comeback?
Wow. Yeah, I think it starts with with getting the ball back, right?
Yeah.
You gotta looking at 6 fouls here, give him one more, put him in the bonus, and hope for a couple misses, and try to get a good look to Romack. He had a great first half, hasn't done much at all in the second half, but certainly he's been your go-to guy all year. So someone that you're gonna want to look to in order to score in crunch time.
For sure. And earlier in the game, with the perimeter passing, you were being patient and letting them run the clock out. You cannot be patient here. You got to attack the ball here, which I think is something that Coach Sumter is talking to the guys in the huddle right now as they are going to go back here with 2 minutes left, an 8-point game, a 3-possession game, as it looks like Hall will be inbounding the ball. We got Harvey in the game. Back out here to Harrelson. Harrelson, I think he's been in the entire time, too.
It feels like it, as he should.
And we got a shot there by Harrelson, and it looks like he will also be going to the free throw line. That might be game.
That's a killer for the Rocks. That is a killer for the Rocks.
An absolute killer for sure.
4th foul on Romack, too.
Oh.
Not what you want. Obviously, you're looking for more threes here, down 10 with 2 to go, but obviously don't want to see your best player in foul trouble.
We got Zimmer coming in for Metzger, which is kind of a 1-for-1 kind of thing. They're both similar players, both good shooters, and he will miss the free throw. Still a 10-point game. Buchanan guarded closely on the perimeter. Looking for a three-pointer here to get some easy points very quickly is something I would like to see. And there will be a foul called there. It looks like it will be staying with Westfield.
Yeah, and Fisher still has 3 to give, so unfortunately Westfield will not be going to the line here. Going to need to draw something up quick. Hopefully get an open look for Laravia or Trey.
Yeah, definitely get a screen on the perimeter, which I think they're doing that right now. Buchanan will drive in, and he will not get it, and a foul will be called.
That seemed like the perfect storm of a play. Get to the line, or get to the rim, get a layup. Look, unfortunately, didn't fall for him.
Definitely unfortunate. I think with the and one late in the game, that could be a huge momentum builder, especially if you're trying to mount a comeback. But Romack with a spin move, he will lose it there. The pest, Hall, got it right there. No surprise, leading the team in steals per game for Fishers. Wide open 3 for Zimmer. If he hits that, and actually they're going to call a foul.
Yeah, foul early. Thankful that the whistle blew because Zimmer knocked that one down.
For sure. Harrelson here at the free throw line yet again. He hasn't been that great at the free throw line tonight, but we'll see if he can make this an 11 or a 12-point game here, as his free throw will be good.
Big make there for Fishers. Extend it to an 11-point game.
I mean, I think this game is pretty much over. We've all seen crazy things in this game. Well, not this game specifically, but the game of basketball itself. But I really don't think we can see a comeback tonight, as the second free throw is good. And
Fishers continuing to press.
And it'll pay off for them right there. And another steal there as a drive, no good. And Buchanan, he will lose it again. That will be Zimmer getting it. Garner guarded closely, and a foul called there. Romack will, it looks like, intentionally foul.
Yeah, like we said, the inability to take care of the ball and just overall the Fishers ball pressure in this second half is what's led to the demise of this Westfield team. Like we said, still got a little bit of time left, but hopes look very, very slim right now.
What looked like a very tight finish, I think I even said it to you, like, are you looking forward to a tight finish here, has come to more of a, not quite a blowout, but like just a disappointing finish for Westfield.
Absolutely.
And we have a 13-point lead here for Fishers. Hall at the free throw line. He'll be looking to get a second free throw, and it is going to be no good. The rebound by Romack out to Buchanan. Full court press in effect yet again. Bishop, he's going to kick it to Buchanan. A double team will be drawn. Pretty good double team. Buchanan will drive in, and he will get it, and one.
Big finish there for Trey. Too little, too late, unfortunately.
Oh, no. Okay, he's getting up, but a little bit slow to get up. Definitely something you hate to see.
scary, certainly with Trey. Like I said, though, a little too little, too late, and the Rocks, like we said, getting their first few points of the quarter this late is not going to pay off in many instances.
Definitely not. And it looks like we got a substitution for Westfield. We got Romack coming out. That will actually be McComb coming in for Westfield. And now here at the free throw line, Buchanan will look to take his free throws as we get some guys coming into the game. We got Zimmer coming in. We got some guys coming into the game like McComb who don't get a lot of playing time. Might as well give Romack a bit of a rest. He played pretty solid tonight. Buchanan at the free throw line, no good. And Harrelson will get it with the rebound. Less than a minute left. Guarded by McComb. This is a great test for McComb. I actually like this. A double team drawn. They're going to kick it back out, and there will be a foul.
Yep, going to have to start fouling quickly here. Into the double bonus for Fishers. Send Aiden Zimmer to the line. See if he can finish it home for the Fishers Tigers.
We got Romack coming back into the game with 47 seconds left. I really don't get the point anymore, but...
Yeah, a little bit of offense-defense there for Coach Sumter. Romack with 4 fouls. Wouldn't want him to pick up a 5th just in case that you are able to score 11 points in 50 seconds.
And Farrell will be coming in for Bishop. I think having Farrell in the game earlier on instead of taking him out would have been more beneficial. They took him out for a pretty long period of time, which I really didn't like. And he will not get the rebound. Romack will. It was off his fingertips. Romack here will drive in, and he will get it, actually.
Big finish there for Romack. Down to 9, 3-possession game. Quick little 7-second score there for the Rocks. Not totally out of it yet. Hey, Rowan, yeah. I remember a few years ago in the NCAA tournament when Texas A&M was able to come back.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Never say never, but I'm kind of doubting it. But like I said, never say never. This could be an amazing comeback. A 9-point game. You could definitely get some quick 3-pointers here. Pressure the ball on defense. Get some fouls maybe. I think you can definitely get back into this, but it might be too little too late, unfortunately.
Yeah, if there was anything that would give you hope, it's the fact that Fishers has not shot the ball well from the free throw line in the second half. However, the Rocks just have not scored well either when they have had the chances on offense. I
mean, just a disappointing game overall, especially what you've been able to do with Harrelson, only holding him to 11 points. And that might seem like, a solid game for a high school player, but for him, that is a off night for him. And that to stop him was a great feat, and it's kind of disappointing with the end result. And it looks like Westfield will get it here, and a timeout is called.
Still holding tough with that ball pressure, that full court press. Rocks are going to need it. Like we've said, over the past few games, they've been used to that press as they've gotten down so quickly in a lot of those games. And it's paid off, back into the Liberty Christian game. They were able to force some turnovers. Maybe, just maybe, we can continue to see it. Lead cut down to 7.
For sure. That was Will Harvey on the shot right there. You did not see it. We did not see it. 34 seconds left here. A 7-point game. I mean, wouldn't that be an amazing comeback? I mean, I keep bringing up the whole idea of a comeback, but it's really an intriguing thought,
Sure. Absolutely agree with you.
Romack will go back to the bench. It'll be Max McComb coming in, but I'm sure we will see Romack again in the next possession. And they're going to kick it out here to Harrelson, double team, and they're going to call a foul there, an intentional foul McComb, and here comes Charles Farrell and Alex Romack and Seth Laravia.
Looks like Harrelson may have been poked in the eye there. Let's see how that affects his ability to knock down this free throw.
I mean, he hasn't been knocking them down even with full sight. I don't know how he'll do with, his eyes being injured. But if he hits these free throws here, I mean, I hate to say it, but that pretty much puts an end to everything here as he will make the first free throw. And a lot of substitutions here for Westfield. Like I mentioned earlier, Farrell, Romack, and Laravia all coming in. Now Harrelson looking to get 13 points on the evening with this free throw. And his free throw is going to be good. And that will make it a 9-point game. Farrell will drive up here. His shot is no good, but a foul will be called.
Try to get those two back that you just gave up. Nice job by Charles there, getting to the rim as fast as he could in order to save as much time as possible.
For sure. We got some more substitutions coming in for Westfield. We got Bishop coming in, it looks like. We also have Durante Morton coming in for Westfield, too. A great JV player.
Yeah, Durante got some good run in the Liberty Christian game. Was surprised that he hasn't played up until this point. But obviously a good spot to get him some minutes, especially defensively here.
Now, I think what they should have done with Caleb Wise being inactive, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity to extend the rotation and have Durante get more minutes. And it looks like Bishop will now come in for Farrell after that free throw, and it is now back to a 7-point game with 27 seconds left.
Yep, gonna need to foul quick.
For sure.
Touchdown to Harrelson.
And they'll call the foul right there. More substitutions here with Farrell, Laravia, and Romack coming in. I think it's, like you mentioned earlier, an offense and defense kind of thing, as Harrelson will go to the free throw line. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but kind of stat padding, I mean, with the points in a sense there. But, you can't help it. He's being fouled. First free throw is good for Harrelson.
Certainly the guy that they trust to be the leader of this team, and a leader's going to find a way to put himself in a position to help his team at the free throw line at the end of the game.
For sure. And if he makes this free throw, I mean, it'll be a 9-point game. I think we're really going back and forth. He'll make the free throw, but we're going back and forth from a 7-point game to a 9-point game. It's just not a good look for Westfield here at the end. Farrell will drive into Romack, and he will hang on the rim but won't get it. But a rebound. He had Buchanan right there, but looks like a foul will be called. And the same substitution I mentioned earlier, McComb, Durante, and Bishop all coming in.
That is unfortunately going to do it for the Rocks. Held tough, continued to battle. Unfortunately, just could not get anything going at the start of the fourth quarter.
For sure. What looked like to be a great ending to a game, and a foul will be called there, looks like on McComb. What looked like to be a great ending to the game, it became not a blowout, but just a runaway performance by Fishers in the second half. And we got Harrelson back at the free throw line here, looking to get his 16th and 17th points on the evening. His first free throw here is going to be good. And the same substitution I mentioned earlier, like you said, an offense and defense kind of thing. Farrell, Romack, and Laravia coming in for Durante, Bishop, and McComb. We now have a 10-point ball game with 14 seconds left.
Some bigger picture things for the Westfield. We've lost 4 out of the last 5. Team that's just struggling after having a very solid start to the year. Coach Sumter's going to need to right the ship. Obviously have the weekend off, no games, but just in order to get this team back afloat, I think they're going to need to have a big week and a big weekend of practice heading into next week.
Farrell, a 3-pointer, no good. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. And just, a loss to Liberty Christian is bad, as that will be the final score, 35-45. Fishers will get the win. But a loss to Liberty Christian, like you mentioned, 4 out of their last 5 losses. And then, this game, both neck and neck in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, and then to have a loss like that is just terrible for their standing.
Yeah, certainly not good for the standings. It's hard to blame this team, though. Had been battling injuries, battling sickness all week with a bunch of key players. Unfortunately, tonight was not our night, despite what they were able to do defensively against 2 of the premier players in the HCC.
Yeah, a lot to be disappointed in tonight, but also a lot to be proud of. As that will end tonight's broadcast, I would like to thank you, the viewer, for watching, because without you, we have no show. And yes, a disappointing loss for Westfield, but we will be back next week against University. Good night, Westfield.